Okay. There we go. Let me just fix this. Oh, you can see it on the screen. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. What's it been, like 2 years? Is it 2 years? Let me have a look. Last time. God, it can't be 2 years. I mean, look, 901 must be 3 years. Last. Damn. That was like 2 years. Well, that's depressing. Let's give this a second to buffer. I'm assuming this is audible. I'm assuming? Hope so. Whew. Okay, let's have a look. What are they crying over? What are they crying at? That's all good. Alright. I have no idea where to start because I don't know who is in here and I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to people that directly have been here for a while, or it's people that I've never spoken to. If I just randomly update my life at some different point, without knowing who's... This is very weird. I thought I would be fine at doing this, but it's actually kind of nerve-wracking. Well, at least it's audible. Sick, epic, fantastic, great. Oh, being a teacher has sucked out all my ability to socialize properly. Moving between that and being on TikTok 2 to 3 hours a day doesn't help. I guess I can ask about AnyTube. Oh, I've seen your old videos before you deleted them. The one where you did the Berserk was I started watching. Dang, that's a while ago. When was that? That was... It's just me being nostalgic, I guess. That was... Jesus Christ, that was a while ago. That was when I had long hair. Jesus. 2014. That's depressing. I was in high school then. Jesus Christ. Now I'm a 24-year-old adult. Oh my... That's like 7 years ago. Great. Awesome. Narcissistic nasty. Hi, cat. Man, things have changed. Last time I streamed was 2 years ago, and everything is different. whilst, you know, still being similar. Oh yeah, that's not stan culture at all. We still got the same problems, in which most of the videos that are coming out of AniTube, or what I've seen of coming out of AniTube, are still about how a show is good or a show is bad because XYZ, and we don't cite sources still unless you pause and select, or I don't know, Gil lies here, but you know, the people are different. Digine, or I think she goes by Trixie currently, is completely different and is now rebranded as Yig Studios or something. And that channel is now not her channel, it's hers and like 3 or 4 others. Trash taste is a thing that exists, and like exists wholeheartedly as a full thing, not just some stream. I have 2 cats trying to destroy my microphone. Oh wow, how quirky and weird. Who else is... I mean, Pause and Select still making content, thank God. Thank you, Joe. Love you, boy. But it's a very... I don't know, it's a strange landscape. It kind of reminds me of, like, the community is really niche, right? It's small, and we have a handful of large YouTubers, and they're not really video essayists, but video essay culture has boomed and changed in really interesting ways. People want more long-form content than they did when I was making long-form content, which was like 5-6 years ago, and now it's really heavily desired. This kind of video essay culture has become a part of pop culture, and that's really interesting, I guess. And so I would expect like a kind of like a golden age of like YouTube anime essays. But if I type in like anime essay, I know that Beyond Ghibli is a channel that exists now. Like there's been a couple of videos in like Demon Slayer. Some people have talked about Promised Neverland. Kevin Otaku is now... Nope, that's someone different. Nope, no idea. Oof. It's... I'm trying to think of like who are the list of the large AniTubers in this day and age, and I guess Super Eye Patch Wolf is one of them. And Jesus, I remember when I would go on Twitter and insult his scripts, and I thought I was really epic cool man person, boy, lady, and it was really cringe. Kind of like how it's cringe now. He makes anime videos, but also makes videos on a lot of other things. I can't think of many anime YouTubers who make video essays or or video like anime analysis that are strictly only interested in anime. A lot of people have branched out, and I think that's related to the age of the community going up, right? Anime is interesting, and it often becomes interesting to people at like an adolescent to young adult age. And then I think as adolescents, as teenagers, we often really hyper focus on something, especially things that are alternative to pop culture, which anime is kind of, I don't know, you could technically say it's pop culture. So I guess it would make sense that this would, be something that video essays were made about. And then as that audience gets older, as you move out, you get a full-time job, you go to university, you finish school, whatever you might do, that niche interest, right, that obsession, that hyper focus to be alternative, to be edgy, to be different, or just something you focused on, it stretches out. And so you become interested in other different topics, and there's no kind of like clique, there's no hierarchy on who watches what's interesting, what's alternative, what's whatever, because you're in the adult world. No one fucking cares. No one fucking cares, dude. So people just kind of I don't know, branch out, and so you have more channels that are branching out. I think it's really interesting to look at Trixie, former channel named DigiNay, and how she used to be so hyper focused on talking about anime, and she used to talk about how she was like the content machine, and that all she wanted to talk about was anime. She wasn't interested in Western texts or videos or shows or whatever you might want to call it, and how it almost seems that like her interest in anime has kind of subsided, and she's kind of jumping into all these other areas, and she's looking more at her own gender identity and exploring that, and music I know is really heavy for her at the moment. And I think that's a kind of a related to age. I think that, you know, that almost like obsession as a teenager that teenagers often have with things like anime, for example, as a one alternative subgenre or medium of audiovisual text, how we cling on to that. And even not into a young adulthood, people still can cling on to that, but as you know, they develop, they move into the world, they socialize more with other people. I think that hyper focus kind of disseminates, I guess, and then I think that's some reason why we don't have that many direct anime video essayists anymore. I mean, I'm definitely not. I have my next video will not be on anime. It will be on American cartoons. Because I'm having a look. Looks like there's this channel Tears in Rain that might be focused on anime. Like, I still think it, like, the only YouTubers I can think of are like people that I know and I'm friends with, like Gil Lies Here and Pause and Select or Joe. I guess Steven makes videos mostly on anime. I know that Maname Matt came out like a week or two ago and said that I'm not, he wants to make videos on other subjects, and I'm like, yep, there's the age thing again. There's the, I don't know, like, yeah, I guess like Steven and Joe are the only ones I can think of that still focus on, at least not just anime, but Japanese cultural texts or texts made in Japan, right? And then like Mother's Basement, but I think that Jeff creates that content because he kind of has to, and I think the audience he has now, that if he kind of made anything different, it would be extremely like off-putting. Like, I guess he's made a couple of videos about like video games, but it's still in that very like, the demographic is like young adults, older adolescents kind of, and if you and he's made a big audience of that, and I think that like, you know, it's not, I mean, do we really have to go into the kind of content that Mother's Basement Jeff makes? It's fine, it's whatever. I think it's could be done a lot better, but you know, gets the views, makes some money, whatever. But it's very neat. Like, I guess like channels like Mother's Basement and like Giguk, I guess, like it's like they focus still solely on anime, but I think that's because their audience, which I think tends to be on the younger side, so like older adolescents, young adults, they kind of you're stuck in that niche. I don't think they could break out even if they wanted to, but like actual analysis, like textbook like analysis or like deep dives, I don't think there's a lot of channels to do that. I don't know, I could just be being pretentious. They could be technically that. Giguk and Joe's Basement, if you want to claim, could be that. I don't know. Spoke up so Hagen saw this. Sometimes we take those wins. Jesus Christ, I don't. I guess I'm a win now. Streaming after 2 years, we still here, even though this is a dead channel. Like has been explained before. Okay, give me a sec. Kino. There's food. There's food. I'm talking to a cat. 2 years ago, I never thought I would own cats, and here I am owning cats. Here I am living in a different house and moved out. It's very weird. Life is weird. I'm not cool and as quirky as I used to be. Sig nasty. All I know is TikTok references. On God. Not too long ago, I actually thought, what happened to the Otaku Show? I'm here. My actual channel that I'll be continuing to make content on is Concept Candid. I think I made a video on this a while ago, but then pulled it down because I was a teacher all of last year. I graduated from university. I got my first job as a teacher. Contracted for 12 months last year. I hated it. I absolutely hated it, and it was really shitty because I had taught. I've been doing this, and I've been practicing, and I've been going to uni, and I did so much shit. And then I came out, and I fucking hated it. The school was not very supportive. The admin was really difficult to deal with. The workload was insane. I was working 10 to 13, I would say, hours a day. So I'd do work, and then I'd come home, and I'd finish work at like between 12 and 1 a.m. And then get up at 6 the next morning and do it all again every day with 2 weeks in between. And the 2 week breaks that we had in between, every 10 weeks we'd have 2 weeks off, and in those 2 weeks we have to do reporting. So I would spend 75% of that break doing reporting and making lesson plans. It was really sick and epic and great, and some really fun union stuff happened in between there, so that was awesome. And I quit. And then I really was worried. I had a really crappy kind of period between November and February this year. So November last year to February this year, I did not want to go back to teaching. The idea of it was absolutely terrifying. Luckily, I didn't get any calls in. I put in resumes really reluctantly, didn't get calls in. I was like, holy shit, thank fucking God. How long can I not work? How long can I just be a bludge on society, please? And luckily I got into something called relief teaching, which is basically when the teacher is sick, they call in another teacher, a relief teacher, to kind and take the class for a day. And, you take the class, you take some different classes, you just get put wherever the fuck you are needed in the school for that day. And I do that now. Luckily for me, teachers are dropping out at such high levels. I think it's 50% of all teachers in the first 5 years in Australia will quit and never come back to teaching. And the amount of relief teachers they have like, they are desperate for them. So I'm like, sick, I will do that. The difference is with relief teaching is you don't take any work home, because you just go in there in the day and do the work that's required. You don't have to take anything home because you don't have any class. You don't have any lessons to plan, right? So that takes a lot of the stress out of it. Oh my God, is that my girl so good, Chappie? Selena. I don't want to know how old you are now, because that's just going to make me really depressed. So less workload, not staying up 10 to 12 hours a day doing work, not staying up till 1 a.m. doing work. You do the stuff that's required. You go to the school. They say you've got this class. You do this in the class. Sometimes they'll give you behaviour management, but no, it's great. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just give you a sheet. Sometimes they don't give you any work, and you have to go around the school and find work, find something for the kids to do, and it's kind of stressful. But when 3 o'clock hits, 3 p.m., it's over, and you get to go home, and you it's done. And that's really weird. That was a really strange concept to me, and it took me a while to get used to it. But since February to now, presently, that's what I've been doing. And it is a lifesaver, because on the even better side, we get paid $81 an hour, which sounds like a lot. And it is. It's ridiculous. How am I being paid this amount? We only get paid 5 hours a day. but you get up early, you get up at like 6 or whatever, and then I get home kind of late because some of the schools I work at are like 40 minutes away or whatever, but it's a sick deal because my rent is very cheap, ridiculously cheap, because I live with my partner and I don't really have to pay because it's a house that they own. So I don't know how this happened really, because in November, so much of last year was blur for me. So much was just constantly just working, trying to get by. I hated my lessons. I did not have one lesson in an entire year. So in 40 weeks of lessons, I did not have one lesson that I actually like came back from and was like, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that. That felt worth it. I felt terrible the entire time. My mental health was like down the drain. It was so bad. I took multiple mental health days off. I went to like doctors. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm like the stress. Like, I can't sleep. The first like 2 or 3 months of doing it, like I had similar problems with just being so anxious. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. It was awful. And then like the whole time there's been this thing where like, yeah, you just go in and you teach the class and you can just, if you want, you can be just like teaching a terrible, you could be a terrible teacher. You can sit at the front, you can give them the sheets and just sit there and they can go buck wild. They can just be spastic. Like, they can be psychotic behavior. It don't matter because who fucking cares, right? They can't do anything. But because like you get paid like this money, it doesn't really matter if they behave or not, right? That's someone else's fault. I can't teach like that. I have to get into it. I have to feel like I'm making a difference. Otherwise, it just is not worth it for me, even for the pay. I would gladly do what I'm doing for free, honestly, and find some other way to make money. But it's fun. I go into a class. I've been doing a lot of math. I did a lot of math this term. And I am not a math person. I'm really bad with it. Be me. Do be me struggling to do year 7 math, which has been embarrassing a couple of times. And I've had some really rough days. I've had some really shitty kids that I've had to look after, and some kind of crappy situations. But the difference is that when 3 o'clock hits, I don't take it home. I don't stress. I don't have to go back there the next day. Because there's such a high need for relief teachers, I work every single work day. I work Monday to Friday, and then I get a weekend where I don't have to do lesson planning and I don't have to do anything. And there was a point in this term where I was really stressed because a lot of the admin from some of the schools I've been teaching at told me that, yeah, you have to do like this you got to get your full teacher registration, which means you've got to get a contract, work as a regular teacher in a classroom, you've got to get all this evidence, like 50 pieces of evidence, and do this big interview to prove that you can teach. And if you can't do that, well, fuck you can't do relief teaching. Luckily that was all bullshit, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to get your full teacher's registration. If anyone ever tells you you do, they're lying. So it's very chill. And it's the first week of school holidays, so there's 2 weeks off now, this week and next week. And I'm just sitting around with like nothing to do. We're in lockdown because we have like 4 cases, so time to lock the state down, I guess. Not that I'm against that at all. So all of a sudden, I am financially very, very well off and very stable. I don't really have a place to put that money except for saving for potentially owning a house one day. I have all this time when I'm working like, at my Monday to Friday, 8 till 4 or whatever it is, like, I often won't want to do anything else. I'll come home and like, I want to come home and I cook dinner and I fucking watch some cartoon or whatever. And then I go to bed pretty early, but I have weekends off and I have holidays off and I don't have to do anything in these holidays. And I've realized I now actually have time. I now actually have a place where I can make content again, because the idea that I thought that I could make anything last year was ridiculous, because I couldn't. There's no time. There was no way, and I had trouble. I really struggled with coming to terms with that, because I would constantly be like, no, it's coming. I'm gonna make videos. It's coming. And I'm kind of still doing that, I guess, but now I have the time and the place, and it's not like last year where I had a big chunk, like from like I finished in like the early November. I'm like, oh cool, I can make content from now till whenever I get a job or whatever, because I kind of didn't know where and when I was getting a job or what I was gonna do. Now that that's all stable, I have a place where my basic needs are met, and now I can do things again, which is weird, and I don't know how to deal with that. And I guess that puts us to where we are now. Give me a sec. I'm going to quickly look at these comments. I miss your cute fashion post on Twitter. Yeah, having a government job disables me from doing that anymore. But Selena, I cut all my hair off. I have very short hair. It's a very I do get asked by students on the daily if I am vegan and or non-binary. I'm not. Not that there's any problem with either of those. And my fashion is just teacher fashion. Like, just imagine 1940s professors. That's what I dress like. And I kind of haven't been caring about that. I mean, I care a lot about what I wear, but it's not as glorious as I used to look like, with the cute ponytail and the side little bangs and the side hair and the cute little dresses. Like, I was so thin last year because I wasn't eating. And now I'm like of normal weight, and it's terrifying to have a stomach. And I can't post those photos anymore, though I sometimes still sneakily post them in Discords, though I shouldn't, because I could get fired for that. But if we get the channel going, maybe Twitter will come back. I do actually have a Twitter for the Concept Candid channel, but I have never posted anything, and I think I've liked like 2 things, and there's no profiles, no nothing. It's all like hidden. Maybe I'll put that on private and post stuff again, but I don't know where their channel will go. So it's kind of like, I don't. I'm testing the waters at the moment. Darcy, yes, can confirm. You can do it that as a CRT anyway. It's just your price. Yeah, you can do it as a relief teacher. I don't have any interest because my pay is excellent at the moment, and I don't want to be a head of department. I don't want to climb the ladder. No, thank you. No. I'm considering getting a degree, a master's in counselling in the next couple of years, but my channel Twitter, right, still goes to okay. Give me a second. I will link. First of all, I will link the Concept Candid channel, which has like something from my university days. Oh my god, I love how when I look up Concept Candid, the first thing that comes up is my stream with May. Pansy Party. Trixie's ex-girlfriend, who has, oh man, I don't know if I should say anything about that. Yeah, she different. She hitting different these days. I'm not happy that that's the first thing that comes up. This is the channel. That's not the channel. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay, that is the channel, I think. The Twitter, I'll find it. Do I have my Twitter attached to this account? Yeah, it literally nothing. Literally. Not even figurative. Literally nothing. But it's just the Concept Candid Twitter, which I'm about to get into. What was that person on about? I don't know what I was talking about when I was talking about that person. Darcy, I apologize. No, on social media, you teach in Australia. You are, but with any government job, like, it's best to have it private. The thing with teaching is you have all the perks of being a celebrity and none of the perks of being a celebrity. That didn't make sense. You have all the worst parts of it, as in you can be recognized anywhere, at any time. You're very recognizable because you teach large portions of people. You teach 30 kids 4 lessons. Like, you teach like you see hundreds of kids in a day, and they're in the public, and they have parents, and you know, you're public. You're a public figure. Anything you say or do can be seen as a reflection of government, because you're a government worker. So yeah, all your social media has to be private. You aren't allowed to use things like Snapchat, or you're not supposed to. Things like Twitteration, you're not supposed to be using either. So that's why mine was always private. And you know, stuff like that already. So what a fucking legend. We love a legend. Yeah, and kids will find it immediately. It really doesn't matter how obscure it is. I have heard many stories from my kids that have found other people's truth. I'd never mentioned YouTube once. I never mentioned that I made videos. Nope, not interested, because they will find it. And the things that are I made a video on moving the channel, and I deleted it because I had my face in it, and I knew that kids would find that. But if you look up this channel name on Google, you will find things. I deleted my Twitter because I used to be very problematic in 2015 and 2016. Thinking about the things that I said on there makes me really sad. And why none of y'all told me to stop. Now it's your fault. Obviously not. When you're young, you say stupid shit. But I probably shouldn't have been given a platform for it. And I don't know why people let me do what I did. Including the cringy, problematic Twitter behavior and the cringy, problematic commenting free iPads on YouTube video behavior. If anyone remembers that, shout out. We live. So that was all deleted, but you can just look up my account, and we had a cool OG people will remember when we had that cool stalker back like in 2016ish. I got posted to 4chan, so like there's just pictures of me on the internet that I can't delete, which fun. And with all that, I was like, yeah, this channel's kind of toxic at this point, and so that's why we had the Concept Candid channel kind of to restart. But I didn't end up making videos on there outside of my school stuff because I was working as a full-time teacher. Yes, I did spam Mel's Basement stream. I'm sure it was funny at the time, but it's really just epic cringe to think about right now. And I'm using epic ironically, so I can say that because I know that the word epic is cringe, and so is wearing fedoras. I don't wear them anymore. Don't remind me. Yeah, Gamergate is in the chat. Yikesy. I mean, I may as well. I used to go around and be like, yeah, I'm alt-right. Yeah, no, before that became a big, like, thing, I was alt-right before it was fucking cool, bro. It was very cringy. And I kinda hate it, and I hate that it's on the internet, but it is. Hence why we have the different channel to kind of sweep all this cringe shit under the rug. But I knew that if I streamed on that channel, the likelihood of this reaching most of the people that would be interested was unlikely. Because the channel doesn't have anything on it, and I haven't really connected the channels that well in the last couple of years. Because I want people to know that I'm still making content. I don't want the connection to be super clear, because I don't know what will happen to the content. I don't know if I will ever make a video. I plan to, but I don't know if it'll ever be uploaded. I don't know if I will start continuously making videos. I don't know if the channel will become, will surge in its popularity. I don't know if what will happen to it. I don't want to be fucking #cancelled. Like, I don't know. I can't tell the future, weirdly enough. So I haven't really connected them, I guess. So we're streaming here, but any content that I make in the future will be on the Concept Candid channel. The content being made. So still working on that Steven Universe video. Steven Universe is finished, and it got a movie, which I don't really want to see, and it got a spin-off series, which looks really, really good. So that'll be easier to make content on. And in the last couple of days, I had tons of sources. I had my sources. I had them cited and annotated a couple of years ago. I was like, right, ready to go. watch the new episodes that I haven't seen and then like start making a video, and I was too scared to. I don't know, I had a lot going on, and I wasn't in the mental space to do it. I feel like I'm more in the mental space to do it now. And so I went back, I found some more sources. I got like 20 tabs of sources here, all kinds. We got the mustard, we got the barbecue, and I've got them saved. I've started annotating them over the last couple of days, I think on the Comment City Discord, which is the old channel Discord. I don't even think the link works for it anymore. And on my very personal Discord, I'm just posting, keeping a log on what I'm doing, what sources I'm doing. I'm expecting in the next week I will have all my sources done, and in a little bit of time after that, like I don't know, another couple of days, hopefully by the end of this holiday, so by the end of next week I should have all my sources ready, and I should have almost caught up to the end of Steven Universe to make that video. If you've never heard what the video is going to be about, it's going to be about parental narcissism and how the show is good, actually, because I know there's lots of videos that say it isn't. So it's about parental narcissism and how I think the show is really good in kind of teaching parents to not be narcissistic. I think it's a good show. So the point is that I hate this kind of video content where it's just like this show good because X, or this show bad because Y, or you should watch this show because X, you should watch this show because Y. I think Pause and Select is in the midst of making a video on it. I have a video, I think it's an unlisted stream on this channel complaining about it. It's just really, honestly, it's just fucking boring, bro. I don't want to watch a video where you tell me a show is good or bad. There's so much more. I think there's way more interesting ways to show respect to the original creators of that content than to just write their shows off as bad or write their shows off as good. I think something can be more interesting than that, which I think is the point of Joe's video. So as in, a show doesn't have to be good to have to do things in interesting or intricate ways, right? So Steven Universe is heavily, oh, there goes my dishwasher. Steven Universe is heavily criticized. People really liked it, and then the ending happened, and now people fucking hate it. And fair enough, that's totally fine. But I'm not interested in explaining, oh, this show is bad now. It's bad because fucking, I don't know, colonialism. It's bad because Deus Ex Machina, where I'm an adult complaining about a child's medium. Which is fine, but it's boring. So what I find that the show does in an interesting way is I think it shows, like, obviously you could talk about like queer identities and you could look through it through a queer theory kind of lens, and I think that would be interesting, but that's not what I'm particularly interested in. I'm interested in adolescent psychology and parent-adolescent relationships is what I'm interested in, particularly when it comes to psychology. So I think that the show does a really good job at kind of, I don't know why it's so hard for me to explain it. I guess just because I haven't like thought or talked about it in a while, but it's the way that the show shows such a healthy parental bond between its characters, between its parental figures and its adolescent figures, and how it promotes this idea that parents are people too. They are not objects, they are not just larger versions of the child, and they do not expect their child to be larger versions of them one day. And I think it's not the first show to do it, and it's definitely not the last. It's not Bluey. That's something all on its own. God damn, that show was fucking great. I've seen none of it, but I have seen TikToks about it. And I think that it was an it was an iconic show, right? When it came out, it was like a year ago when it finished or whatever. And I think it has some emotionally intelligent things to say on that topic, and I think it helps both parents and children not to see themselves, each other, as just things for them to accomplish. So parents are just things for the child to allow the child to strive, and they're just there to help them. They're people. They have their own lives, their own interests, and society kind of expects them not to. And the Steven universe kind of says fuck that and gives these characters lives, values, interests, hobbies outside of Steven, and I think that's really cool. It also teaches parents not to see their children as just small versions of themselves. It does that so well with Steven and Greg in Steven Universe Future, the spin-off. I haven't seen it, but I've seen parts and clips of it, and I'm like, that is fucking epic. I also made a connection to that and how it treats like the White Diamond character. If you've seen it, like I didn't really. My main focus was on Rose, which is Steven's parental mother, like biological mother, and then Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst, who are the non-biological parental figures, and Greg. But White Diamond, who is also like the antagonist of the show, but she's the antagonist because she kind of like has to control everything, and that's that is a type of like, we have this theory, it's called separation, is it called, I think it's called separation individuation theory, which is this idea that like as adolescents get older, they separate from their parents and become their own selves, they become their own individuals. But parents that are neurotic have trouble, they have need to control it, and that can cause dysfunction in the relationships, we can cause dysfunction in the young adult. And White Diamond kind of does that, but the way that Steven talks to her and the way that Steven kind of talks to her about her being her own figure, it's not about like just Steven being like, I'm different, I want to be it's about like, okay, no, you as an adult, you can be whoever you want to be as well, and that's like fucking sick. Yes, like obviously they're not the direct biological parent, and they do address Rose, the direct biological parent, but I think that's really cool, and I like that the show does that, and it's not something I've ever seen anyone talk about, and that feels good. You know, it feels good to kind of like find these little things that are not there. They're obviously not what the fucking creators are thinking about, but they're there nonetheless, right? Reader response theory. We find things that the show is what the audience makes of it, not just what the auteur or the creator makes of it. So I plan to make that. I don't know how long it's going to be. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 25 minutes. These kind of videos that I do tend to be like 25-30 minutes long. And then I want to make a video about The Walking Dead, the Telltale game, specifically the last season, which I need to actually properly replay through. But I think that does really cool things with like utopias and teen like adolescent apocalyptic fiction, and kind of deep diving into that genre and what that looks like and how it's different. I want to make a video about Clannad, don't know what specifically about. I want to make a video about the Japanese movie Shoplifters. I did want to make a video about the Bon Iver discography, the musician Bon Iver, but that probably won't happen at the moment, because I don't know what I would make that about, and it would be kind of personal in a weird way, in a way that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what direction I want to take with that kind of video. If I want it to just be like a personal anecdote, like the whole video, or I want it to be an analysis, or how I would combine it, I don't really know. So that's on the back burner. But I have ideas, and they're not all anime, and I think that's normal, and I think that's fine. And now I have a time and a space, an area that I can do that in. And that's going to all be on the Concept Candid channel. So I don't know when it's going to come out. This could be one of those things where I stream once every 2 years and I come back in 2023 like, hey, yeah, bro, like, it was good, but then this happened and I couldn't make videos, or I didn't want to, like, for sure that could happen, but I hope it doesn't, and I will try to make that content. Nothing will ever be posted on the Otaku Chick ever again, I will say. Most likely. Nothing will be posted on this again, because the channel is honestly too tainted for me to post anything and still be a teacher. If I, like, don't be a teacher, I become, like, a millionaire, win fucking lottery, never have to teach again. I would still want to because I actually like willing teaching, then sure, maybe I'll just start posting weird shit here, but like extremely unlikely. It will all go onto the Concept Candid channel, which kind of has this clean slate mostly. Selena, is that the Discord with the worst channel I posted once and Gil called me? Yeah, that was Gil's personal channel. He was very, I think he still is pretty like careful on who he adds there and who he allows there. So like, yeah, that sounds like Gil to just be like, bye. No, this was the Comet City Discord. I don't have a link for it because it's dead. There's like 25, 30 people in there and it's dead. I will link it again once I make a video. Once it's uploaded, then we can do the Discord, then we can reopen, I don't know, we'll ever reopen a Patreon for the fucking charity thing I wanted to do. Then we can open up the Twitter, like, once I know that, like, this is content, I'm making content, I'm actively making it, and uploading it, then I'm happy to have my socials up again. I found the videos you used to make very helpful. There's nothing wrong with putting your opinion out there, and if someone's watching it, they find it interesting. That's how I used to find good anime. Yeah, I liked, I mean, the content I used to make, like the reviews, like it's not content I would make anymore. It's very like, you know, it's very like, it's review format, and I'm not that interested in reviewing stuff. I'm more interested in just watching something and saying like, hey, I noticed this, or thinking about it and making different connections that people haven't made before or haven't talked about before. Reading some theory, bringing theory, psychology, thesis papers, cultural impact, history into it, and then making something with that. But one of the things I did try to do when I made reviews was make reviews about video shows, movies, stuff like that hadn't really had reviews. So like Berserk didn't really have a big review before I made my video. Apart from like, I think it was a bit at the stage one at the time, so that was cool. Mario Penguin Drum had been talked about by RC Anime, I think, before, but I really enjoyed making a video to push that because the anime is so fucking good. And then like Colorful like had like no recognition, and no one really talked about Tokyo Godfathers until I made that video, but that was so long ago. Like, people have talked about it now, of course. I'm not saying I'm a pioneer because that would be fucking cringe. But I did enjoy that, so I'm glad that you got use out of that and that it helped you with that. I was talking to my niece yesterday, and I'm the only person she knows who watches anime. When I was young, my friend did, but they just did mostly One Piece, so your channel helped expose me and stuff. That's cool, I'm glad. I still want to talk about anime. I honestly haven't watched anime in years. The latest thing I watched was Devilman Crybaby, which I thought was cool, but I haven't watched it, like, gotten actively involved in any new anime in a very long time. There was that, and then it was, what was the other one I watched? It was the one about the crystal people. It was really good. I had some cool thoughts about that. I don't remember what those thoughts were because I watched it like 3 years ago. And I'm halfway through Nagi no Asakara. And then basically anything that came out in fall 2014, like if you want an anime that came out, you want one that came out in 2014, I know them because I've watched all of them. Because at one point I was going to watch all the anime that came out in 2014, so I'm very, like, I'm an expert on that. But that's it. I will try. I want to do more videos about anime, but like I want to read more. I want to read through the Anime Machine and Moe Manifesto and Database Animals and some other texts and some of Macadamia, to kind of, because I feel like if I just watched like a new anime, I wouldn't have like any hot takes, you know, like. I don't want to make review content, and I don't want to make like this movie anime is good because the director, he like used this color, or like the fight scenes, like the choreography, the soundtrack, like it's fine to make that kind of content, but it's just not what I'm interested in. So I want to have like some ideas, some content, some context behind anime and how it's made, and different perspectives on it, and different lenses that people look through different anime on before I would make a video about it. Cause like, yeah, I want to do one on Planet, but I need a bit more bit more. I need to read a bit more on that. And I want to make Land of the Lustrous. Yes, that's the anime I watched. It was fucking sick. And also I wanted to make one on Evangelion, even though Evangelion has like a million bajillion video essays at this point. But on like reader response theory, and how I think the reason that it is so popular is because how it plays with the idea of reader response theory. It plays with this idea that the death of the author, and that it's the readings and the way that people have read the show, and all the ways that the show caters for people to be able to read it in so many different ways, is how it has stayed so popular in Western culture, not Japanese culture, but Western culture at the very least. And then obviously there's lots of other things tied to like Sakaike and the type of anime that it is, and like all that, but that would be cool. But I don't know what I would do with new anime. The newest anime I wanted to make a video on was Beastars, and I haven't even seen that. Just read some of the manga, and I'm like, oh, I think it does cool things with postmodernism and racial discrimination, but I'm like, I think there's already video essays out about that, so I don't know. We will see. Personally, I went to Teaching for the Money. Oh, Darcy, that's fucking hilarious. Get that on a fucking mug. It's so good. Put that in the teacher's office. Everyone will laugh. What's your thoughts on Netflix Evangelion? What happened with it? I never caught up. Was it like, it was redubbed, right? I don't know if that would be any good. I actually don't hate the dub, but I realize it's because of nostalgia. The sub, I'm sure, is a million times better. But I don't know. I found there was a charm. Is it Tiffany? Tiffany, what's her name? Is Asuka? I don't know. I haven't watched Evangelion in a decade, so I don't know. But yeah, any of you know what's going on with Annie too? Because I have no idea. I don't know what's happening. Do people still go? Like, obviously we have the pandemic, so people aren't going to Anime Expo, but like, that was a big thing when people went to it and talk. Like, where's my girl pedantic romantic at? Like, where is she at? They changed things? That doesn't surprise me. Which one of y'all motherfuckers followed me on my Twitter? I will kill you. I'm feeling it's Selena, but just a guess. I really never thought I would have cats, and here I am with two giant fucking cats. Get off, bro. You ain't no elite gamer. Yeah, I guess that's all I really wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think of what else I kind of wanted to cover in this fucking thing. Apart from that, I'm making content. It'll be on the Concept Canon channel. Once it comes out, I'll probably will link it through this YouTube channel, and then like 3 weeks later delete it. Like, but I don't know when it'll come out. I got lots of spare time, but I still work a 9 to 5 days a week, so I'm still kind of busy. Haven't opened up Sony Vegas in like 4 or 5 years, so we gotta get back on that. If you want a good video that I don't hate, that would be the Love and Lost video on the channel. It's good. It's my magnum opus. It's the best video I'll ever make. I pride and enjoy that video. And that's an anime that no one really watched either. I guess some people watched it. People watched it because they were really obsessed with the voyeurism, which I don't understand, because they're high schoolers, and that's kind of weird. Throwback to this child's existence. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna finna act like I blow up. Act like I don't know nobody. Yeah, like, I can't explain what I've been talking about for the last hour, dude, but it's coming. The content's still coming. Dad's gone out for cigarettes, but he's fucking coming back, I swear to God. It's just on the other channel. I've already linked it up, and I'll link it again. I saw which YouTubers I've seen the most of the last few years. Damn. Yeah, like, I don't know what's up. I saw a video on Manime Matt saying that he's like done or whatever, and I was like, ah ha ha. No, that's mean. I did have a video in the back ends. I don't think I uploaded it. Where I just complained about his My Hero Academia video for like 40 minutes. I'm not a big fan of that kind of. I'm just not a big fan of his kind of content. But it's weird that he's not making direct anime content anymore. Again, there's so few YouTubers I can think of that make only anime related content. Like there's Steven and there's Pause and Select. Who the fuck? And there's Gigik and My Basement, but they're not making like analysis. I hate that word. It's so cussed. Because what does it even mean? You know, long form exploration to a text. I've already searched that new show. Guess that's not a new update. Yeah, dude, you're killing me out here, bro. You fucking roasting my ass. Yeah, this is not a new update, and like I said previously, this might just be one of the videos where in 2 years I come back and be like, yeah, dude, like the video's coming, it's still on its way, and then I never make it. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. What I can say is that I'm in a lot better state. I'm much more financially, mentally, physically, all states in a better situation at the moment, in a very well-off situation at the moment, where I can conceivably make content. And so this is the best bet I've got to make it. And if I can't make content now, fucking never gonna make it ever. Anime Match and milking and My Hero Academia. Like every YouTuber milked My Hero Academia, I gotta make money, bro. Don't think I could ever do YouTube for money. I would just get so bored. And I would never be able to make the content I wanted to make in the upload schedule that YouTube provides and requires. Oh, there's a lot of videos about My Hero, huh? Which, fine, but it's just kind of videos like how to not make a shonen movie. I'm like, you sourcing anything on that, bro? You reading any sources about shonen? You're gonna talk about, you're gonna bring up any interviews by the creators of the text? No? Cool. What do you think makes a good shonen movie? Oh, your like preferences and ideals come from the West and aren't related to the text at all, and are just things that you think should be in it, but you know, you're someone from the West, you're not someone who is involved, or you don't involve anyone that actually creates the anime. It's sick, dude. Yeah. No, dude. No. Cool. I'm sure it's a good video. I'm sorry, I don't want to start shit again. I'm sure he's a fine person, but just not my kind of content, you know? Like, bent hose in my hair. He said recently, when was the video? It just popped up in my feed a week ago, which is weird because I'm not subbed to him. I think it was through this channel. I might be subbed to him on this channel, but not my other channel, which I usually use. Yeah, he's like, I can't make content, like it stopped me from like doing opportunities, like he's gonna go get a job or something. I'm like, sick, good, that's what most YouTubers should do. I honestly think most of the YouTubers that make this kind of content would just be happy if they went out and got a job that wasn't on YouTube and then just made the content on the side. Making your hobby your career? It's a scam, bro. It won't make you happy. Trash taste is the exception, trust me. Otaku versus is the exception, trust me. This is really obnoxious eating, I'm sorry. I will end the stream in a moment as well. I wish I have a loyal fan base. It's weird to call people that like my content fans. I think it's just more like an audience. And it is weird. And I do think part of it is because I'm a female on the internet, and that kind of stresses me out a bit. But I'm really grateful. It's weird to have my own, like, very, 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 very small niche cult of personality, but here we are. And my videos are not going to look like they used to. My videos will look like the Love and Lost video, which, if I remember, didn't do that great. Got like a couple thousand. Let's have a look. But it's not going to look like the reviews. It's not going to look like the rants. It's going to be deep dive, thesis, with sources, not talking about if an anime is good or not, talking about things that are interesting within that anime. Or whatever it might be. Video game, cartoon. Holy shit, that video was almost 4 years ago. That makes me really depressed. Oh, I could have gotten another degree in that time. That's so... oh boy. Alright, I think I am going to end the stream in a moment. More than my anime podcast. I'm sure. Bro, you finna make it. I trust you. You gonna make it. Keep going, bro. I'm sure it's good. No, for real. Keep doing it. Have your hobbies. They're so important. I just don't make them your careers. They fucking so rarely work out. And I think for the people that they do work out for, I don't like that much. I remember Anime Expo. No one there looked like they wanted to be there, but that's just me being a bitch. So, watch the second channel. I'll link it somewhere here. I'll do it some kind of stream whenever the video comes out. Could be 3 weeks away. Could be 2 months away. I would say probably in the next 2 months. It's when I would like to have the video done. But we'll see. So I think I'm going to leave the stream up. Because it won't unlist. It'll be here. And we will go from there. Can't wait to update you in 2 years when there is no video. Stop climbing on the fucking furniture. Haha, epic. So, last comments. Seems to be my buddy's having fun. That sounds cool. I did a podcast once. It was weird. And don't watch it because it was bad. And you can't watch it because it's privatized. I actually work. Hell yeah, dude. Wagey getting cagey, my dude. Same though. Finding a job that you like and can tolerate, it's, I don't know. I mean, I go home and think, like, how the fuck do I get paid this much money for this job that I actually like? So it's nice. And then I get to go home and do whatever I want. It's great. Just flexing. I'm sorry. It's hard being Australian. It's hard having this much privilege. Alright, we're going to leave the stream. Thank you so much. If you caught the Twitter, you caught the Twitter. If not, my socials will be back running whenever the video comes out. And I hope it does. No guarantees, but we'll see. Right. Bye. Even the paparazzi team